came here today just to tell the truth. So hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
Big Meech, the notorious figure behind the Black Mafia family, has just dropped a bombshell that could shake the world of hip-hop. After nearly 2 decades in prison, he's back and making explosive revelations that challenge the legacy of one of music's biggest icons, Diddy. Meech isn't just basking in his newfound freedom. He's ready to expose shocking secrets that could forever change how we view Diddy, his empire, and the people who helped build it. These aren't your average rumors. What Meech is saying could rewrite history and alter the public perception of hip-hop's most influential mogul.
Was convicted of running a huge criminal enterprise stretching from Atlanta to Detroit and several other states. The story of Big Meech, who headed up the Black Mafia family, is also the source of a popular TV show that has been filmed right here in Atlanta. And this week, after serving nearly 20 years in prison for racketeering, drug dealing, and running a criminal enterprise, he is out of prison.
To fully understand the gravity of Big Meech's claims, we need to step back and examine the tangled web of relationships, money, and power that has defined the hip-hop world for years. At the heart of it is Anthony "Wolf" Jones, a name familiar to anyone who's followed Diddy's career. Wolf wasn't just a bodyguard or a faceless figure in the background. He was Diddy's right-hand man, his protector, and a trusted confidant. In the cutthroat, often dangerous world of hip-hop, having someone like Wolf by your side was crucial. But Wolf's role went far beyond muscle. He was a key financial backer and someone who believed in Diddy's vision for Bad Boy Records from the start. In fact, rumor has it that Wolf lent Diddy a significant sum, around $300,000, during a critical moment in the early 90s when Diddy was still carving out his place in the industry. At a time when hip-hop was exploding and Diddy was struggling to gain traction, that money was more than just a loan, it was a lifeline. It helped Diddy secure credibility, make vital connections, and ultimately recruit the talent that would help turn Bad Boy Records into one of the most influential labels in hip-hop history. In short, Wolf wasn't just a behind-the-scenes player, he was instrumental in building the empire that Diddy has dominated for decades.
And then in 2003, Wolf gets during a situation with BMF,
right?
Which he ended up shooting first, and they returned fire. I was actually with I actually ended up being flown out by BMF like right around that time, and I was at Big Meech's house while he still had the ankle monitor.
As we know, power and loyalty can be a dangerous combination, especially in an industry where everyone's scrambling to reach the top. This is where things started to get messy. Enter Big Meech. As the head of the Black Mafia family, one of the most powerful underground organizations in the country, Meech was no stranger to controversy. His influence stretched from coast to coast, and his connections ran deep, even into the world of hip-hop. It's at this intersection, where Meech's empire collided with Diddy's rise, that we begin to see cracks in the foundation of Diddy's loyalty to Wolf. You see, Wolf and Big Meech didn't exactly get along. As Meech's stature grew, Wolf started feeling like he was being sidelined, as though Meech was replacing him in Diddy's inner circle. For someone who had been Diddy's trusted confidant for years, watching a new player come in and cozy up to your boss was bound to sting. The tension between Wolf and Meech didn't just simmer, it boiled over. What was once a tight-knit bond of loyalty between Diddy and his protector began to fracture, setting the stage for a dangerous fallout.
Well, Misa was, young, drop-dead gorgeous. She was trying to make her way in the business.
The breaking point came in 2003, at a swanky nightclub, one of those exclusive spots where hip-hop's elite mixed with underground power players. What should have been another night of partying turned personal for Wolf. He saw a woman with whom he had history getting too close to Big Meech. For most, this might have been a minor annoyance, but for Wolf, whose pride and reputation were everything, it was a direct slap in the face. Words were exchanged, tempers flared, and the situation quickly escalated far beyond a simple disagreement. It all came to a head outside the club, where Wolf, leaning against his car, wasn't just angry, he was humiliated. In the hip-hop world, where respect is paramount, humiliation is intolerable. The tension exploded into a physical confrontation, and things spiraled quickly, with devastating consequences that would change the dynamic between these two powerful figures forever.
I'm listening to all this right there, but Wolf don't catch. He said, yo, them ain't like that, I'm telling you. He ain't like that. You understand? Papa was talking about, I don't need you no more. I don't need you no more. You understand? I'm good.
In the aftermath, Wolf was gone, and Big Meech found himself squarely in the crosshairs of law enforcement. The media had a field day, framing the incident as a clash between two larger-than-life figures who had let their egos take over. But for those who understood the deeper dynamics, it wasn't just a random nightclub beef. It was the culmination of years of tension, loyalty, and betrayal. Wolf had been Diddy's guy, his right-hand man, the one who had his back through thick and thin. But as Diddy's bond with Big Meech grew stronger, Wolf started to feel like an outsider in a world he had helped build. Now, with Meech's recent release from prison, those old rumors about Wolf's death are resurfacing. But more than that, new accusations are coming to light. These aren't just about business deals or nightclub beefs anymore. Meech is making shocking claims that could hit Diddy where it hurts the most, his family. These personal revelations could forever alter the way we view Diddy's empire and the people he's aligned with.
Now, earlier this week, Justin was busted in Beverly Hills for running a red light. Then police discovered he was driving under the influence.
According to whispers, Big Meech is suggesting that one of Diddy's sons might not actually be his biological child. If true, this revelation could send shockwaves through the music industry. Diddy has always portrayed himself as a devoted father, balancing his massive empire with family life. His public image as a loving family man is central to his brand. But if Meech's claims hold any weight, that carefully crafted image could come crashing down. And this isn't just idle gossip. Meech has been around long enough to know where the skeletons are buried. If he's coming forward with these explosive allegations now, after years of silence, it's clear he has a reason, and he's not holding back. The stakes have never been higher.
Do you think that Diddy is actually Justin's father?
I wasn't there. But
Let's not forget about Wolf. His demise left a massive void in Diddy's life, both personally and professionally. Wolf had been more than just a bodyguard. He was a crucial part of Diddy's success, helping shape the empire we see today. When he was taken out of the picture, it wasn't just the loss of protection, it was the loss of a key player in Diddy's rise to the top. Yet despite everything, Diddy managed to keep his empire intact. He continued releasing hit records, signing major deals, and expanding his influence. But through it all, the shadow of Wolf's death loomed large over Diddy's legacy. Now, with Big Meech back on the scene and making these bombshell claims, that shadow is only getting darker. The foundations of Diddy's carefully constructed empire are starting to crack, and the consequences could be huge.
Says that he had his son bring girls over to the parties, usually underage girls.
The timing of Big Meech's release couldn't be more perfect. Diddy, who has managed to stay relatively unscathed by the controversies surrounding him over the years, is now facing a new wave of scrutiny. This time, it's not just about his business dealings or public persona. It's about the people who were closest to him, the ones who helped him build his empire from the ground up. Wolf's demise was a turning point for Diddy, both personally and professionally. It forced him to confront the darker side of the world he had created, one where loyalty could shift in an instant and where those you trusted most could quickly turn into your biggest rivals. Now, with Meech out of prison and speaking up, those old wounds are being reopened in a very public way. The scrutiny on Diddy has intensified, and it's unclear just how much more he can weather.
Meech ain't want to do nothing to him because Meech had enough people and he had enough crew outside that he could handle that stuff. But the dude who got close to Wolf was the dude who put him, that he put down with BMF. It was his dude from Brooklyn that he put down because he needed some money. He was a shooter.
Big Meech's accusations go beyond just Diddy's personal life. They raise serious questions about the very foundation of Diddy's empire. If Wolf was such a key figure in the creation of Bad Boy Records, and if his demise was the result of tensions between him and Meech, then what does that say about the empire Diddy has built? Could it be that Bad Boy Records was founded on shaky ground, with rivalries and betrayals simmering just beneath the surface? These are the kinds of questions that fans and industry insiders are now starting to ask. As more details about Wolf's demise and Big Meech's involvement come to light, it's becoming clear that Diddy's legacy may not be as pristine as he's led us to believe. Of course, Diddy has always been a master of reinvention, weathering scandal after scandal and emerging unscathed. But this time feels different. With Meech back in the spotlight and making bold claims, it seems the past is finally catching up to Diddy in a way it never has before. The truth about his empire might be far more complicated than anyone ever imagined.
Puff beat up till she got up under the... Beat up literally till she tried to run up under the car.
Wow.
Let's not forget about the FBI. Wolf's demise wasn't just a personal tragedy for Diddy. It also brought unwanted attention from law enforcement. While Diddy has never been directly implicated in any wrongdoing related to Wolf's death, the fact that one of his closest associates was involved in such a high-profile incident has always cast a shadow over his career. Now, with Big Meech back in the picture and reigniting old controversies, that shadow is growing even larger. As the FBI continues to investigate the events surrounding Wolf's demise, it's entirely possible that new information could emerge, forcing us to reconsider Diddy's role in the hip-hop world. What was once a scandal is quickly turning into a deeper, more complicated investigation.
Misa went into full mama bear mode and tore Diddy up on the internet, claiming that Diddy's act bad lifestyle is leading their son down.
For now, all we can do is wait and see what happens next. Big Meech has promised that he's got more to reveal. And if what he's already shared is any indication, we're in for a wild ride. Diddy's empire may have weathered scandals in the past, but this time the stakes feel higher than ever. With Wolf's demise still looming over everything, there's no telling how far Meech's revelations could go. Of course, this isn't just about Diddy. It's about the entire world of hip-hop and the dangerous intersection of power, money, and loyalty. As Meech steps back into the spotlight, he's pulling back the curtain on a world most of us only see from the outside. It's a world where friendships can quickly turn into rivalries, and where the line between business and personal loyalty is often blurred beyond recognition. The truth, it seems, is far messier than we ever imagined.
You know, we were very young. Our lives changed just like that, really quickly.
And that's what makes this story so compelling. It's not just about one man's downfall or a shocking revelation, but about the complex, often messy relationships that have shaped the hip-hop world for decades. As Big Meech continues to speak out, it's clear we're only scratching the surface of what really went down between him, Diddy, and Wolf. So what does the future hold? Will Diddy weather this storm like he has so many others? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's biggest icons? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, with Meech back in the game, the truth is finally starting to come out, and it's about to shake the world of hip-hop to its core. The empire Diddy built might not be as untouchable as it once seemed.
How your son look like your best friend? If he like it, I love it.
And that's where we leave this first part of the story, but don't go anywhere. There's so much more to uncover, especially when it comes to Diddy's family life. The story doesn't end with Big Meech's explosive claims or the tragic loss of Anthony Wolf Jones. If anything, that's just the tip of the iceberg. As we dig deeper into the web of Diddy's complicated life, his family becomes an essential part of the narrative. And one woman, in particular, seems to be right at the heart of it all, Misa Hilton. If you've been following Diddy's career, you already know who Misa is. She's the mother of Diddy's first son, Justin Combs, and a powerhouse in her own right. Misa isn't just another figure in Diddy's love life. She's a legend in the fashion world, with a career that helped shape the style of hip-hop in the 90s and beyond. But behind the glamorous photo shoots and high-profile clients, there's a complex and sometimes tumultuous relationship with Diddy, one that's seen its fair share of twists and turns. Her story is as vital to understanding Diddy's rise as anything else.
His mind was like always on 1,000, like always. And it's good in a lot of ways, but then, you know, it's always a price to pay. I don't care what.
It all started back in the early 90s, long before Diddy became the global icon we know today. At that point, he was still hustling, working his way up from an intern at Uptown Records to becoming the driving force behind Bad Boy Records. Right there beside him was Misa. They were young, ambitious, and according to Misa herself, they had big dreams. In an interview, she once said she always knew Diddy was destined for greatness, even when they were scraping together enough money for pizzas and subway rides. That kind of belief in him was there from the jump. But as much as they shared a vision for success, their relationship was far from perfect. By the time their son Justin was born in 1993, things between them had already started to unravel. Diddy's rise to fame brought a lifestyle that, according to Misa, wasn't conducive to settling down. They went their separate ways, but Misa and Diddy always kept a connection through their son. That connection, however, has been a source of both support and conflict over the years, adding more complexity to Diddy's already complicated life.
Misa claims she's not protecting Diddy anymore. She didn't go into detail on what she meant, but she vowed to protect all of Diddy's children from his karma.
Misa Hilton's influence on Diddy's career can't be overstated. While raising their son Justin, Misa was also building a career that would go on to define the image of hip-hop as we know it. If you've ever seen the iconic looks of Lil' Kim, Mary J. Blige, or Jodeci T from the 90s, you've seen Misa's work. She was the mastermind behind the fusion of streetwear and high fashion that became a hallmark of the genre. Her styling helped cement the image of the artists who were setting trends in music, creating a visual aesthetic that still resonates today. However, despite her professional success, Misa's relationship with Diddy was always complicated. They shared a son, a history, and a deep understanding of the industry, but that didn't stop tensions from flaring, especially when it came to Diddy's other relationships and his growing empire. Over the years, Misa has been vocal about the challenges of co-parenting with someone as high-profile as Diddy. As personal and legal issues mounted around him, those challenges only grew, making their connection even more fraught.
Listen, when you're working, and this guy worked for Diddy, worked with Diddy, for Diddy,
Yeah, he was his a producer.
One of the most shocking moments came in June 2023 when Diddy's son, Justin, was arrested for driving under the influence. It became a huge story, not just because of Justin's connection to Diddy, but because of how Misa reacted. Instead of staying silent, she took to social media and seemed to place the blame squarely on Diddy's shoulders. In a series of cryptic posts, Misa implied that Diddy's lifestyle and influence had negatively impacted their son. She even quoted the old saying, "A fish rots from the head down," which many saw as a direct shot at Diddy's role in Justin's struggles. This wasn't the first time Misa had spoken out about Diddy. but the timing and tone of her posts made it clear she was done protecting him. She referenced Diddy's business dealings, particularly his ventures in the spirits industry, and questioned why he wasn't building something healthier, something that uplifted people instead of bringing them down. For many, it felt like Misa was airing years of pent-up frustration, and it wasn't just about Justin's arrest. It was about Diddy's entire approach to life and business. But just when it seemed like things couldn't get more complicated, they did. In March 2024, Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security as part of an investigation into allegations surrounding his personal and professional life. And guess who was caught up in the middle of it? That's right, Justin and his younger brother Christian. Both of them were handcuffed during the raid. While neither was arrested, the image of Diddy's sons being led away in cuffs sent shockwaves through the industry. The ties between Diddy's empire and his family were now undeniably intertwined in a very public and very troubling way.
Yo, he put hands on her. To the point where is that nobody was helping her.
Misa once again refused to stay silent. She posted security footage from the raid, showing armed agents storming Diddy's home and detaining her sons. In her post, she called out the agents for what she saw as an overuse of force, stating that if her sons hadn't been black, they wouldn't have been treated with such aggression. She hired a lawyer to investigate the incident, making it clear she wasn't backing down. Asterisk, enough is enough, asterisk, she wrote. In a powerful message, Misa asked, asterisk, did Justin need several lasers pointed at his chest? Did Christian need a gun pointed at his head while he was handcuffed? Asterisk, she was outraged, emphasizing that this was asterisk not okay, asterisk. For Misa, this wasn't just about the raid. It was about a pattern of behavior she had witnessed for years. In her eyes, Diddy's lifestyle choices were finally catching up to him, and now their sons were paying the price. Furious and unrelenting, Misa wasn't afraid to let the world know exactly how she felt.
I'm like, he's the oddball. And I know they got different moms, so I get it. Right. But I'm like, I don't know about that.
But it wasn't just Misa speaking out during this time. Big Meech, freshly released from prison, was also making waves with his own explosive claims about Diddy's family life. According to Meech, there were questions about whether Justin was even Diddy's biological son. This is the kind of rumor that can set the internet on fire, and it did. Speculation ran rampant as people tried to figure out if Meech was telling the truth or simply stirring the pot to settle old scores. Of course, Diddy has never publicly addressed these accusations, and it's unlikely he will. But the fact that these rumors are even circulating has added another layer of intrigue to an already messy situation. For someone like Diddy, whose public image has always been carefully curated, these kinds of personal attacks can be incredibly damaging, threatening not just his reputation, but his empire.
US judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male sex workers across state lines to take part in recorded sexual performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence. David Willis reports.
So what does all of this mean for Diddy's legacy? It's clear the pressure is mounting. Between the legal battles, the raids, and the personal accusations, Diddy is facing a level of scrutiny he hasn't experienced before. While he's weathered storms in the past, this time feels different. This time, it's not just about business, it's about family. And when your own family starts to turn against you, it becomes much harder to control the narrative. But Diddy isn't the only one caught in the middle of this storm. His sons, Justin and Christian, are also feeling the heat. Justin, in particular, has had a rough couple of years. After his DUI arrest and the fallout from the raid, he's found himself in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. While he's tried to keep a low profile, it's clear that the drama surrounding his father is impacting him in ways that are impossible to ignore. The damage to Diddy's empire might just be starting with his sons.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there, he was like an overnight.
Christian, on the other hand, has taken a different approach. Known for his striking resemblance to Diddy and his burgeoning career as a rapper, Christian has embraced the spotlight, but even he can't escape the shadow of his father's controversies. In fact, when footage of Christian partying surfaced shortly after Diddy's latest legal troubles, fans were quick to criticize him for not taking the situation seriously. One commenter went so far as to say, asterisk, feeding women drinks on live while your father is accused of being a drink-feeding predator. Not a good look, asterisk, ouch. Then there's Misa. As Justin's mother, she's had to watch her son get caught up in Diddy's drama time and time again, and it's clearly taken a toll on her. In a recent interview, she opened up about the difficulties of raising a child in the spotlight, especially when the father is someone as high-profile and controversial as Diddy. She spoke about the pressure Justin has faced and how hard it's been to shield him from the negative aspects of fame, all while trying to protect him from the consequences of his father's actions.
Diddy's mom has finally spoken out amidst everything that is happening right now. Janice Small Combs provided a statement to some outlets via her attorney. So she starts off by saying it's very heartbreaking to see her son judged not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies.
Misa has always been fiercely protective of her son, and while she's no stranger to public drama with Diddy, it seems this latest round has pushed her to a breaking point. She's no longer willing to stay quiet, and she's made it clear that her priority is Justin's well-being, even if it means going up against Diddy in a very public way. But here's the thing. Misa isn't just speaking out for herself. She's also thinking about the other women in Diddy's life, particularly Kim Porter, the mother of Diddy's other children who tragically passed away in 2018. In one of her posts, Misa made a point of highlighting how hard it's been for Kim's children to navigate life without their mother, and how crucial it is for them to have the support they need. It was a subtle yet powerful reminder that Diddy's actions don't just affect him, they affect his entire family, and the ripple effect has left deep scars for everyone involved.
To the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, this one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment, as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here?
And that's the real tragedy of this whole situation. While Diddy has built an empire that spans music, fashion, and business, it feels like the personal cost has been enormous. His relationships, both romantic and familial, have been marked by tension, betrayal, and in some cases, outright conflict. Now, with Big Meech's accusations and Misa's public statements, it seems those personal issues are finally coming to a head in a way that could have lasting consequences for everyone involved. So, where does that leave us? Well, it's hard to say. Diddy has always been a master of reinvention, someone who can take a hit and bounce back stronger. But this time, the stakes are higher. His family is on the line, his legacy is being questioned, and the legal battles keep piling up. With Big Meech back in the mix, there's no telling what other skeletons might come out of the closet. The drama surrounding Diddy may be far from over.
He will be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
But one thing's for sure, this story is far from over. There are still plenty of unanswered questions, and as more details emerge, it's clear Diddy's world is about to get a lot messier. Will he be able to navigate the storm and come out on top once again, or is this the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's most iconic figures? Let us know what you think about this complicated, wild story in the comments. Until next time, stay curious.